welcome back to Thrifty in OKC. If you are just joining me for the first time, I am a part-time reseller and avid thrift store shopper who lives in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I like to do haul videos and every once in a while show you guys that I do sell some stuff. I'm not just a total hoarder, and so I'm going to do a little what sold video for you today. So if you are watching me for the first time, I am not going to show you a video typically where, I mean, every once in a while it happens, but where I'm making thousands of dollars. I am a part-time reseller. I have a full-time job and I do have a small child, but I still like to share that I do sell and show you kind of what sold because who couldn't use an extra 500 bucks a week, right? And I tend to average about $500 after fees weekly, not always, but on average. And so I want to show people, you know what, it's worth your while. Like it really is. I mean, if you can find some little pockets of time here and there to do it, you don't have to be one of those sellers who's making tens of thousands of dollars in 90 days. This has helped my husband and I pay off a ton of debt. We've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it for nearly 20 years. So, but you can do it. And so that's why I like to share my videos, even though I'm not selling tons and tons of things. I am still making what I like to think is a good part-time income, way better than I would make working at the mall. So I'm going to do a little haul video for you today. One of the things you're probably going to notice, typically I sell on Poshmark, eBay, and Etsy. I didn't sell jack on Poshmark. So every about 3 months, and I'm interested if this happens to you, put it down in the comments below. About every 3 months, Poshmark will just die for me for like 7 to 10 days. I will sell not a stinking thing. I don't get likes. It's like my closet is like shut down to the world. And it's happened. I've sold on Poshmark for 2 years and it's happened several times. And typically I've learned now when that happens, a lot of people are like, I'm just going to share my closet more and I'm going to list more. And I just write it out. So I do the same thing I normally would do, which is share my closet like 3 times a day. I send out my offers, even though I'm getting like 2 or 3 likes, and I normally get, like 25 or 30 likes. So I still do the minimum, but I don't like balls to the wallet because I know in about 7 to 10 days, it's going to pick back up and all of a sudden it's like somebody's going to turn on the light switch and I'm going to get some business again. But this was one of those weeks. So I don't have any Poshmark sales to share. I think I had one sale that was for like $14 and it was on something that's been in my closet for 2 years. So no Poshmark to show you today, but I did have a decent week on eBay. I sold $354. And so I'm going to go through here with you what I sold on eBay first off. So this is a Heidi Daus necklace that I have. I actually have one of these in mint condition in my Poshmark closet, but this one I got at the flea market. I just paid a couple of dollars for it and it was missing the crystals in the eyes on the fish. And it was really difficult to tell. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. You can see it there, like the kind of one has blue and one has no blue rhinestones. But still, it was a great necklace. So I was like, for a couple bucks, I'll put it up for $32 and see if it gets any bids. And it did get a bid. It did not get more than one bid, but $31.99 on a couple bucks investment. And then I do tend to, unless it's over $100 or close to $100, I charge shipping. So the person did pay shipping on that. So if you've watched my YouTube videos a couple of YouTubes ago, I had these earrings. These are some Fendi vintage clip-on earrings. These were great. I did notice when I got them home, they had a little chip in them. There it is right there on the gold. And so I put those up on auction and those sold for $62.11 plus shipping. I found this was really interesting. So this is a little advent calendar. Now's the time. Get your Christmas up. This one was all in German, and I think I got this for like a quarter or 50 cents. But it was a really cool little book. And so it's a little advent, and those are all little tiny books in there that tell the story of a Christmas Carol in German. So I sold that for $34.99. And then this was my husband's, and I don't know where he got this, but he bought it somewhere. Probably didn't pay more than a few dollars for it. And that one sold for $89.99. And we did do free shipping on that one. And then I've had this thing forever, probably like a year. This is a Carolina Herrera Waterfall necklace. This goes back to when I first started buying jewelry bags. So it was probably pretty cheap. It's not something I would likely list now. I would bag this up and put it in a garage sale or something. I try to make a little more, I try to stay at least around 18 to $20 on something that, even if I get it out of the jewelry bag. I think I've shown this in a video as well. This is the Clow or the Clo. I'm not really familiar with it. I think it's an anime type deal, but this was a tarot card set. Tarot cards always, if you see tarot cards, look them up because there are some that are worth thousands of dollars. I'm not, no joke. There really are. I promise you. So those are $24.99. I think I paid 49 or 99 cents for those. I did sell these 14 karat hoop earrings. I probably, in hindsight, should have scrapped those. I hate to scrap jewelry, but with the gold prices the way they are, although the market did dip today, I don't know how it did in gold, but with the gold prices the way they were, I probably could have got more out of these if I'd scrapped them. But I hate to scrap jewelry that's perfectly good jewelry. Or I could have held out for more. Neither here nor there. $79. I had them at 84, so I took a $5 off offer, and those were free shipping. And then these My Little Pony Christmas treats, I found these digging in my death pile. I have like 6 of them. This one had a little bit of damage on it, but I sold this one for $20. I got all of them at a garage sale for a quarter a piece. You can see that damage there in the corner, for a quarter a piece. So that was a steal on those. And I've sold them. I'm down to like 3 now, I think, but I've sold them all the way up to $40 for ones that are in really, really good condition. So don't pass up coloring books is my point. Some of them can sell for good money, especially like the iconic like 80s My Little Pony. I've done Gem and the Rockers. I've sold a few of those. Some of the older Barbie ones are really good. So total on eBay, I made $354.05. Of course, that does not include fees or what I spent for the items. And then I had a pretty good week on Etsy as well. So I didn't say I'm going back to the 13th, so the last 7 days from today. So I sold this little Benetton button, which I couldn't pass up, and I sold that one for $14. I think I paid $1 for it, but it was just cool. When it gets into vintage, sometimes I don't make as much on some of the items because I don't want to leave them behind. Like at the thrift store, I'm like, oh, this is a great item. I don't want to leave it behind. And so I'll buy it and list it up. I have a little nostalgia for it. And Benetton, especially when I was in high school, I mean, that was the thing. That and Esprit, those were the things. So the next was this Lacoste Windbreaker jacket. I paid $3 for this at the flea market, and I sold this one for $60. This went all the way to Australia. Crossing my fingers. The post office is a mess. So a lot of my overseas stuff I've had issues with. So I buy insurance now on everything overseas and hoping it gets there safe and sound. This little bee brooch I sold for $18. Probably came out of a jewelry bag. This gold hostess dress I sold for $54. I have had this one a long time. Literally no idea what I paid for it. I mean, I don't tend to pay more than $10 for anything, so I can't imagine it was more than that, but could have been. I don't know if I got it at an estate sale maybe, but that one was $54. That was great. I'm surprised it stayed as long as it did. So this was a double sale, and so for both of these 2 dresses I'm going to show you, I got 112. And again, off the top of my head, this one I don't know. It's not super old, but it's older. This one I love, and I had this on my Instagram. And you guys may have seen like the detail on this, and you can see in that picture is crazy. The person who like did the pleats on that, or the smocking, or whatever you call that. I don't know if it's smocking because it's not elastic, but they put it together to make these little sailboats. I mean, it was crazy. I would love to see whoever bought this. I'd like to see what it looked like on them because it was just a really cool dress and it was handmade. Anyway, so that one and the Rona, I sold for $112 total for both. And then this was actually mine, this little butterfly necklace that I had in my collection. I'm trying to clean out some of my jewelry, and I sold that one for $20. Just a real simple little necklace. This cape I have had for forever, probably 3 years, but it's a fabulous cape. And honestly, if I would have put it up now, I would have charged a lot more for it than I did. I had marked it down on sale. I sold it for 118. I originally had it at 188. I probably would have left it at 188, but that was back closer to when I started and I was a new seller and I didn't have a ton of feedback. And so I was trying to move stuff quickly so I could buy more inventory. But it's a really, really cool cape. I mean, you can tell my photography isn't even as nice as it is now. But I hope whoever gets this loves it because it's pretty awesome. So 118 on that one. And again, really old. I could not tell you how much I paid for it. This was out of a jewelry bag. And I sold the next 3 orders together. So I don't know them individually, but for the 3 together, it was a $50 order. So this hibiscus flower, these little earrings, and then this set of 4 brooches. I never put a brooch into anything other, like I keep them all. And I love them. So I'm starting to try to lot some of them up just because I cannot possibly list every single one individually. I mean, I would probably be dead before I could do that. I have so many of them, hundreds and hundreds. So if you're looking for brooches, my shop, Evelyn Rose Vintage on Etsy, that is the place to look. I got tons of them. I got them coming out my yin yang. Go get a brooch. They're supposed to be big for the fall season. And then my last one was this little heart pin and little pearly drop thing with the bow. I thought those looked nice together and would look really great on a blazer or a jean jacket even. So that sold for $20. So total on Etsy, I made $473. And if you guys have watched me before, I kind of like to guess about a 30% average on fees. So between the two, I had 827, guesstimating around 250 for fees, although that seems like that doesn't add correctly, was 577. So you can see my inventory is usually pretty cheap, especially on jewelry items, because I do on occasion buy individual items, but a lot of them come out of jewelry bags. Then I might pay $30, $40, $50 for the bag, and I get, 20 pieces out of there. Most of my jewelry is really inexpensive. Sometimes I get even more than that. Sometimes I get less. I figure it averages out where I'm spending a couple of dollars an item on the jewelry. So, thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, leave a comment down below, subscribe, hit the bell, give me a thumbs up. Any interaction you guys have with the channel really, really helps me and it helps me grow. And I am really working on that this year. So if you have any thoughts or comments like, oh, hey, that was a really rare something or other and you could have sold it for a ton of money, please shout out. Let me know. Let me know if you have the same experience on Poshmark I do. I'm really interested to hear that from other people and see if you guys have the same challenge where it's literally like somebody just like shuts the closet doors and nobody can see. It's like I'm on vacation, but I'm not really on vacation. And if you know any tips of how to get that moving again, it's greatly appreciated. I'll see you next time. Have a great week. Bye.